Will you please welcome the very funny Mr. John Bishop?
Thank you.
I should imagine most people from Liverpool hate hearing that song, don't they?
No, we love it. It's great. We all get together on a Sunday and all to see who's got the longest hair and then sing it to them.
It's a really nice family get-together, right?
Yeah, yes.
Hey, well, welcome back, because John's never actually been on the show, but a few years back, we were lucky enough to have John do warm-up here.
I did.
And you were terrific.
Well, it was good, but it was interesting because I didn't realise, I just started doing the stand-up then, I didn't realise what a big thing it was to do the warm-up on your show.
Well, it's not that big a thing.
No, it is though, isn't it? Because you get an opportunity to see people walk past you, like Robbie Williams, I remember, and there was Victoria Beckham.
But I heard you'd given up the comedy. I thought that's why you weren't doing it anymore. They told me you'd gone back to your proper job.
No, what happened is I'd started doing the comedy whilst having a job, and I had no plans to be a comedian.
You worked for a pharmaceutical firm, is that right?
Yeah, I was a sales director in a pharmaceutical company.
OK. And so you went back to that for a while?
Oh, no, what happened is I kept it going. I kept the two things going. And that's why I couldn't commit to doing the warm-up, because I had sales meetings, which is just ridiculous. I'm saying, no, I don't want to be on the show with Robbie Williams there because I've got a graph to show. So, I couldn't commit to it, and then I just kept the two going along, and then I just reached the point where I thought I've just got to make a decision.
But, you know, I can understand that must be a tough thing, because you had kids already, didn't you?
Oh, yeah,
So it's a responsibility of, like, you know, I've got a proper job here, and I guess you were doing pretty well in the company. Yeah. And then you're going to try and handle comedy, which is a fairly fickle business, and it's, I would have thought, quite a tough decision to make.
Well, it was, but it was also not something that I ever planned to do. And because I didn't plan to do comedy, I never really took it serious. It was just that I was getting asked to do more and more. It reached the point I thought, well, maybe there's something in it.
So how did you get into that if you hadn't planned it? Because most people I know, they see comedy, they fall in love with the idea, and they want to give it a try. But it was more of an accident, was it?
Well, I'd never seen comedy. I'd been to 2 comedy clubs in my life, but what happened is I split up with my wife, and then and so I was depressed. And so I did what most men do when they're depressed. I got drunk. And, because that's what men do, innit? We've got no one else to talk to. Like, women are all right. They'll phone their friends up and say I'm depressed, and then she'll bring a few friends round, and then
some ice cream.
Ice cream, Bridget Jones, bottle of Chardonnay. Then they'll watch the film. One of them will start crying. They'll hug her. She'll get hot and take her top off.
Pillow fight. Oil massage.
Exactly.
Get the camera ready.
It's brilliant. It's not like that for us, though. No. That Brokeback Mountain was a lie. It doesn't work like that for us.
You just want to be invited camping. Yeah. So you went out and you decided to drown your sorrows, traditionally.
No, what happened is I used to have my lads every weekend, and so that meant that because of the job, I couldn't guarantee where it'd be. So every Monday, I'd drop him back at school and nursery and wouldn't see him for a weekend. Not that anyone who's done that's horrible. So I used to go out, and then it's hard because all my mates would say, look, you know, I'm fed up and, you know, I need to do something tonight. And they'll come for the first week or two. But you know what a bloke's like when you say I'm fed up, to go, oh, fancy a game of darts. You know what I mean? It's not... So I was looking for somewhere to go. I could go on my own. I went to a comedy club in Manchester thinking I could just sit in the background. And when I walked up to the door, the fella said, look, it's £4 to get in, but it's an open mic night. I didn't even know what that meant. He said, and that means if you put your name down, you can get in for free. So I thought, well, you know, it's £4. I'm getting divorced. That's £4. She's not fucking having. So I put my name down. Went in, and there was. I'd been to 2 comedy clubs. One being the Comedy Store in London. One being this same place for 4 years before. I'm expecting it to be filled. There was 7 people in there. 5 had put the name down. And literally, if I'd have been in there 10 minutes longer, I'd have left, but my name got called out second after a fella doing chicken impressions. So I'm honestly stood there, I'm thinking, well, what have I got to lose? There's only 7 people here. And one of them thinks he's a chicken. So I just got up on the stage, and because I was getting divorced, I just started talking about getting divorced and how miserable I was. And I was meant to do 7 minutes, I did 35 minutes. Because you do. Any man in this room who's been married for 8 years, if someone gives you 35 minutes to talk without interruption, you just grab it.
So presumably then, you didn't want to get back together with your wife because that would have meant the end to the material.
Well, what happened? What happened? There was a frightening moment. I've never told her this. What happened was, I used to do this joke where I used to say hello, and it's the comedian's joke where you try and chat up the whole room so that there's a chance of getting your leg over. So you walk on and go, "Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little bit sad. You know, I've just split up with my partner." I used to say, "Look, I'm just split up with my wife." People go, obviously, a bit more... I normally didn't have to milk it like that, but I'd say, "I've just split up with my wife." "Well, it's all right, don't worry about it, we're not divorced or anything. I've just killed her." But I knew I was going to miss her, so I kept her head in the fridge for 3 months, which proved very, very handy. Not a great joke, but I was just starting off. And then, but what happened? I used to do it, because I didn't want anyone to know that I was doing it. I used to do it under a made-up name and stuff. It wasn't for tax reasons, obviously.
So what was your name? What was the name before?
I used to just say open spot Billy Bishop or Eddie Bishop, who's my brother. My brother's going to get hammered for tax one night. and then what happened? I was on the stage one night, and I'd say I never went to comedy, and neither did my wife, and I did that joke, and on the stage you only see a few people in the audience, and I looked to the left, and the head that was meant to be in the fridge was in the audience.
So she was there?
She was there, she was on a work do. She didn't know I was going to be on. We'd split up then nearly 2 years. The divorce was going through. Because I had the kids for a weekend, I didn't really see her, so... And I was expecting that. I come off the stage, as soon as I saw her, I thought, that's going to cost me another 20 grand. I walked off the stage and she was stood by the bar, and I'm expecting that out to come up. And it was lovely, because she just said, "You know, that was great." I said, "What?" She said, just seeing you the way you used to be, with that little glint in your eye and the smile on your face. She said, "You know, what happened to you?" I said, "I married you." And then she said... And she did what only a woman would do. She said, "Well, look, can we do something?" And I'll say this publicly, because people should do it. She said, "You know, let's go talk to someone." I mean, not anyone. No. You can't get on a bus and say to a fella, "Listen, mate, we've been having a few problems." We went to a thing called Relate.
Yeah, which is the marriage guidance service.
Yeah,
of course,
which, you know, if you ask people in here, no one admits to it, but it's like dogging. People must be doing it. And we went.
I'd imagine the advice they gave you to save the marriage.
It's amazing what they say now. Yeah, our advisor was sat there in the gimp outfit going, "Just go down." That's what's missing. Yeah. And we got back together, so, you know, that's why I feel so grateful.
So you got back together even after doing that material on stage?
Yeah, after 2 years.
And when was this? When did you get back together?
So we've been together now about 8 years.
And you're still together now?
Yeah.
And that's nice, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lovely end to the story. That's a genuine story. That actually happened.
That's a genuine story, and that's why, in many respects, I feel so grateful for the fact that comedy was there, because it was a way for me to get it all off my chest. It was like counselling, really, with people laughing at you. And it was a way for me to do that.
Now, how old are you? You got boys, is that right?
Yeah.
How old are boys? How old are the kids?
15, 13, 11.
Wow, that's quite a handful, I would have thought.
Well, you're in the same boat, aren't you?
Yeah, but I've got an older girl and then a boy and a girl. To have boys running around with that energy, that must be quite something. But do you talk about them on stage still?
I do, and it's funny because it's awkward. You can't imagine anything more embarrassing than your dad trying to be funny. You know, it's basically your dad trying...
Especially if you're a teenager.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what teenagers are like. They should... Well, you've been through it, and I don't know if anyone here has been through it, but I have to look at photographs of them when they were babies to remind myself I used to love them. Because they're not the same people.
They're different people altogether.
They should do an advert. You know, like they had the advert for stroke victims to warn you what the symptoms are. They should do the same and say, "See this child, look, its head's going to one side now. He won't look at it, and it's going to grow hair like that." So there is that little bit where I'm not sure how much they enjoy it, but they're a part of the show because they're a part of my life. And in a playful way, I have to say to them, "Look, I've got to tell you this, because when I did the Apollo, this brought it all home to me, the problem with having kids and doing this job. When I did the Apollo, you do live at the Apollo, and as I'm on the stage, I glanced at the clock and I was a couple of minutes short, and I was doing about being married and growing old with someone, and this joke jumped into me. I don't know where it's from. And I said, you know, part of the difficulty is you reach a certain stage in your life and you know you're getting old. And for a man, it's when you look down and see your face grey pubic hair. And I know when it happened to me, I looked down and I was disappointed. I had to say to me, Mrs. Listen, love, you're going to have to tidy that up. I'm doing my best here. I'm dressed as a fireman. That's the gag. And then Melanie, my missus said, look, you know, you're on live at the Apollo. This is a great thing for you. It's a good opportunity. I think we should watch it as a family. And I said, and I'm going, I'm not so sure about that. She said, no, let's watch it as a family. I said, well. So we sat on the couch, and obviously I didn't know what was going to be in it. Yeah. So we sat on the couch, and there's me, Melanie, and the lads who were sat there. And I could see that joke coming. It's like watching a car crash. Because I start, you know, you're getting old and you look down, you see your face, gravy pubic hair, and I'm thinking, oh, and I'm waiting for the punch to come. And I said, you know, oh, listen, love, you're going to have to tidy it up. And I'm expecting her to go, hey, and hit me. She's laughing her head off. My youngest lad gets up and goes, what'd you say that for? I said, it's just a joke. I'm just having a joke. It's not true. That's just a joke. He said, it's all right for you. He said, when I go to school, everyone's going to say, your mum's got a badger, Fanny.
A badger, Fanny?
No idea.
Where did you get that from?
He must have been studying badgers.
Did you? I didn't see this. I was told that you went on Celebrity Mastermind.
Jesus, who told you that?
How'd you do on that? How well did you do?
It was a disaster. It was a car crash. I'll tell you what happened. I got a phone call off my agent. She said, obviously, you know, it's been a good year and the BBC seem interested in you. They've asked us to go on Celebrity Mastermind. And I said, no chance. And she said, why? I said, well, I'm not a celebrity. And I don't know anything. And she said, well, it's all, you know, it's a good thing. The producer wants to speak to you. So the producer phoned me up and said, will you come on? I said, look, I'm not interested. I don't want to be in anything with celebrity in the title. I'm not really interested. She said, well, it's for charity. And I'm sat at home watching the television. You know, when something happens and an advert came on for this charity called the Smile Train, which do brilliant work.
I know, they fix cleft palates.
Fix cleft palates in the third world, do fantastic work, changes kids' lives, and the voiceover comes on saying, you know, put a smile on a child's face, change a child's life. And I'm like that, and this producer's saying to me, look, we do this for charity. You don't get a fee, we give you an enhanced fee, but it all goes to the charity. Will you do it? And I said, all right, I'll do it for the Smile Train. Yeah. She said, what's your specialist subject? I said, holidays I've been on. And she honestly said, I'll phone you back in 10 minutes. I don't know what she was doing in then 10 minutes. She must have been phoning me mum going, where's your John been on holiday? So then she phoned back and said, what subject? I said, Liverpool Football Club. She said, you can't ask that. And then I said, in fact, I never even said it. I know I didn't say it, but I heard my own voice say, the Irish potato famine. I don't know anything about the Irish potato famine.
And how well did you do? So I'm sorry I didn't see the show. I was just told you were on
it. Oh, disaster. I got my eventual score was 18.
Well, that's not too bad.
Not too bad. Annika Rice got 18 in the first round.
Yeah, because normally people get 14 or 15 in the first round and about 10, 12. And so what did you didn't do well on?
I got 9 in the first round, but to be fair, I only got 13 questions because I don't know if anyone here is interested in the Irish potato family. Well, you can't do a quick question. Everything's dead long. Come on, Hunt, get to the question.
Listen, John's on tour. You're on tour right now, is that right?
I am on tour till May. I mean, this has been a great tour. It was supposed to finish at the Liverpool Arena in May, but that's sold out. So we're doing the next tour, which is a bit more bigger venues.
Right, it's an exciting time for you.
It's Wembley and all of that at the end of the year, so I'm really loving it.
Hey, what a great guest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you'll agree. Just charming company, very funny. I'm looking forward to seeing you properly live. Mr. John Bishop, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'll phone you back. John Bishop.
Thank you.